Last year, we turned off the water after the pipes froze and then turned up the heat to like 80 degrees or something inside the house and thawed out the pipes. On New Year's Eve, we were scheduled for some very cold weather, and knowing our house, our pipes were starting to freeze. So normally in the Southwest, the houses are not insulated for below zero weather. What a lot of people do is they drip the taps, all the taps in the house, just a little bit, bloop, 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 and that usually prevents the pipes from freezing. It was the middle of the night, our taps were dripping. I got up to use the restroom, I washed my hands, and I turned the tap off, and I went back to bed. And by morning, the bathroom sink had frozen solid. And the problem with the freezing pipes is that as they thaw, they can explode and destroy your home. That's the garden tub. This is the horse trough that we filled. We could fill it as high as maybe 60 gallons. And we used this heater to heat the pipes under my bathroom sink. See that cutout down there? I believe they've had frozen pipes before. The people who formerly owned the house, they never bothered to mention that to us. And that is how you take the lid off, and that is where you fill the water in your toilet tank with whatever. And I use that's the blue jar. And that's the bucket I used to fill the toilet tank. I used this gravy boat thing in order to wash my hands, and I used the cup for brushing my teeth. Yeah. Even after we turned the water off, this tub continued to drip water. So if that's happening for you, catch it in a bucket. It really adds up over time. Oh, look whose workbench is oh, well, maybe not down there. Don't look down there. These are the clear plastic pitchers that we use for our potable water that's already been filtered. The dishwasher's just, doesn't get used. This teal green tank is the tank I got him for Christmas, and it holds 7 gallons. Oh, sorry, not Christmas. It was his birthday. This is the Berkey, and I think I think everyone in the world should have a Berkey or something like it, because you can filter rainwater or even pond water, although I don't recommend it. The reason why I wouldn't recommend doing pond water is because you don't want to wear out your filters. They're, sooner than you have to, so put the cleanest water that you can find into your Berkey. It does not take out minerals, and the water tastes absolutely great coming out of it. This glass bottle, I have always kept water in. I had filtered water through the Berkey, and I had filled up this tank, and I left it in the sun in the house for months. The water did not grow algae or anything. So the Berkey works. Anyway, I took that water that was in there for months and I ran it back through the Berkey again, and we reused it again for drinking water. I used a pink bucket in the sink to start washing the dishes in, and then I would fill up water from the Reliance tank and use that for rinsing the dishes, and then the silverware, boiled them in a pot to sterilize them because I don't want to take any chances. That might have been overkill, but I don't care. That's what I did. And after they were boiling hot, I fished them out and didn't want to run out of silverware. I did not consider it much of a hardship at all, going without tap water for 4 days. Here's the water meter. And I don't know what they look like where you live, but ours is it's like a bucket with the bottom cut off, and it just goes around the pipe. If you flip the cap open, you can see that the numbers aren't moving, and that means that there's no water running to the house. There still was a little bit of water trickling to the house. I don't know why. So here's one of our outdoor storage tanks, and it is frozen absolutely solid, and the tank did not break, which is great. I guess these are pretty durable. The one in the backyard faces the south, and that one thaws sooner. I wanted some more water for showering. I went down here and I got some of the water out of here for my shower. I noticed there were little bits of green floating in the water that came out of the rainwater catchment. I wrapped a towel over the spigot and then filtered out, whatever green bits and algae, algae that was in that water. There's the bucket I used to shower from. I hung my camp shower from the shower head. Then this end here, that's the pump. You drop the pump into the water bucket, and then this cord that runs out It has an on-off switch. The battery, it's called a power station, and you can use, I got this thing at Walmart for like $99, and I don't know how much they are now. I think they're probably even less than when they first came out. But it's got a 12-volt adapter, and it's got regular outlet for 2-prong. I ran the 12-volt off of it and warmed myself some water on the stove, made myself a nice shower. Now, if you're looking for extra water around your house, you got to scrounge, you are not, in the wintertime, you're not going to need your ice. So go ahead and melt your ice down and get fresh ice in your ice maker when the water comes back on. So that was it was a really nice temperature shower, except the few moments that I had to turn off the shower in order to, soap up and shave and then rinse. And so, yeah, I hadn't taken a real shower. I was washing with a washcloth and warm water and soap. I've stuck the towel over the spigot, and I'm just, removing as much algae as possible. There's probably pieces of the roofing material in the bottom of this tank, but this is the first place I would go on our property after tap water to filter through the Berkey. You just take as much junk out of it before you put it in the Berkey, and that'll save your Berkey filters as much as possible. Something just hit the house. The guys are playing outside. Ew! That algae is pretty gross. So wasn't able to do the laundries. Rice is a great thing to make when you don't have a lot of water. You never end up straining the water out and wasting a bunch of it like pasta. Paper plates and paper bowls, it cannot be underestimated how helpful those are. If I was really smart, I would also have paper coffee cups and regular paper or wax paper drinking cups. Well, this year, we decided we weren't going to risk having a pipe explosion right when we knew we were going to have several days of below 32-degree weather. And I said, whoa, before you shut the water to the house, I need us to stock up on some water. So we filled that Reliance water tank. That holds 7 gallons. Initially, we filled it with tap water. And we were able to use that water since the horse trough wasn't clean, didn't have time to clean it and make it, potable, fancy water. I don't think I'd drink out of that anyway. We used the horse trough water for flushing the toilets. We filled the Berkey all the way, so that's 3 more gallons. So we had 9 gallons of filtered water ready. I also had my glass pitcher full of water, and in the bathroom, I filled a blue vase. It's like a vase. It's just this blue thing. I filled that with water, and that holds maybe 5 gallons, and that actually really came in handy. I would recommend anybody who is going to have your water shut off for whatever reason, that you find every available receptacle for water that you have and just fill it up with water. It's better than not having it. It's better to be safe than sorry. It was really great to feel as comfortable as possible under the circumstances. I think I used about 3 gallons of water for my shower, and just or bucket, whatever you got to do. Stay clean, keep washing your hands, and stay healthy. I cannot believe this flu outbreak. I'm staying away from people until it's over. For the most part, we weren't really uncomfortable at all with the situation. Do make sure the children understand that even if the water's off, they still have to wash their hands regularly. Yeah. I look dead. Did I die? I hope I didn't die. Having an out-of-body experience here. Nope. It's just like my spirit rising up. She's dead, Jim! See how I can fly the drone without even using my hands? It's amazing. You can live 3 minutes without air, 3 days without water. A long time you can go without a proper quantity of food. It's shocking. I know, everyone in Hollywood's doing it. It's super fun to use our ingenuity. Just, solve a problem ourselves instead of relying on someone else to solve it for us.
I got a new book, and I hope we can talk about this soon. The Lost Art of Reading Nature's Signs. It's the most eye-opening book I've read in, maybe ever. Things that should have been obvious to us as being citizens of this planet are in this book that just have never occurred to me. And so He's kind of like an expert tracker, a person who understands what nature's telling you, and it's not like any kind of witchcraft. It's like when a crescent moon is at the highest point in the sky, and you draw a line down to the horizon, past the 2 points, it points south. How come I never knew that? That should be obvious.